Good evening. Welcome to the Bubba and Johnny Warrior show. Tonight we have special guest Dave Phelps. How are you this evening, Dave?
I can't find your show. I'm fine.
Cool. Glad to hear it, man. Okay, we are live. Want me to send you the link?
Link to the show, the actual show? Yeah, that'd be nice.
Okay, I will do that. I'll send it to you on FB. So, okay, tonight, I'm just going to, first off, I'm going to talk a little bit about the flags thing, but it's only going to be a minute or two because I know everybody's been beating it with a dead horse or kicking it like a dead horse, and that's not my intention. First off, I just want to start out by saying thank you, Colin Kaepernick, Donald Trump, and Roger Goodell, and all these other people for ruining the one thing in America that actually brought people together was sports. Didn't matter what color you were, didn't matter what job you did, whether you were an investment banker or a ditch digger. Didn't matter. All that mattered on Sunday was your team on the field. And I just want to thank people for ruining that for us. And that's it.
No, I think you're absolutely right. It annoys the piss out of me. What annoys me more, and I love those guys, Jason and Robert, his cranky old ass, weighing in on stuff like this that mean nothing. It's a big nothing burger. Excuse me.
Not bad manners, good beer.
I don't have any beer. It's a big nothing burger. It means nothing. It's a media contribution. It's the media contriving to help separate the country. They're being paid by external sources, Soros, hint, and others. And if you're weighing in on it, it means you believe it. I don't believe it. I think it's purely media and the DNC and people like that and the big wigs that have all the money, Bezos and people like that. Because I was really starting to get into the NFL season, but when Jerry Jones took a knee with the team, the Cowboys, that was the final fucking straw for me. Jerry Jones has been the bane of my Cowboy fanship existence for I don't even know how long. It's been so fucking long, and he's a douche. He's a great businessman, but he's a douche. He really is. He's allowed thuggery to go on the Cowboys, and there has been. And he's taken my team and made it just a franchise and not a team. So when he did that, it was the ultimate bukkake in the face for me.
Yeah, and here's another thing too about the NFL that really pisses me off. Okay, this is why. Too bad he doesn't still own the team. He died. Was Joe Robbie of the Miami Dolphins? You realize he had that stadium built back in the '80s, and what he did was he put up his team as collateral to get a loan from the bank to build that stadium. Didn't gouge the taxpayers, didn't threaten on leaving or anything like that. That's another thing that pisses me off. All these stadiums are taxpayer funded. I don't see any of these owners offering a taxpayer a ticket. A ticket to a game or nothing. And to me, it's complete bullshit.
So I think that if you weigh in on stuff like this, you're putting friend against friend, so to speak. Now, the Robert and Jason are friends, but things are so polarized that their politics bleed out all over the place. And it's just, to me, it's not a good place to go. That's why, Jason tried engaging me on it, and these other guys tried engaging me on it, and other political partisans on the right have tried engaging me, and I refuse to respond to it because, like I said, I don't believe in it. I think it's just another way to, one, further an agenda, and another way to over-feminize the National Football League, which has been going on since the 90s, by the way.
Oh, yeah, big time. Yeah, it's kind of like sports is really the last escape.
Yeah, certainly agree. And this
And
was going to be a good season. And I paid $200 for that fucking NFL Game Pass, and now I'm not going to watch it until this shit gets settled.
Dude, I actually found a free link you can watch games on.
I know. I hear this shit all the time. I want my games in HD. I want them commercial free. I don't want to go through any third party. The NFL game broadcast I can do in full screen on my monitor. It's a beautiful thing. I know what I'm paying for. But the point is, we put all of our time and money into our teams, and this is the best they can give us.
Yeah,
nearly as bad as female referees.
Yeah, I mean, we buy the jerseys. We purchase the merchandise, the products, and all that. We watch the games, and advertisers give you money, the NFL money, for commercial spots because we, the fans, watch the games. Well, you're not doing a very good job of trying to keep us fans happy. So
I continue to be disappointed in ESPN and their political agenda and politicizing sports. It's ridiculous. And it goes to show you what media conglomerates will do to anything. MTV, they ruin music. Seriously. CNN ruined news back in the 80s. ESPN ruined the fuck out of sports.
Yeah, it used to just be nothing but sports.
Well, I mean, MTV used to be nothing but music videos, and now look at it.
That's crap.
Nothing like being told how bad you are for being white.
Oh yeah, just love that. I just love all the race huckstering and all the racial divisiveness. And here's the thing, all these people focus on this crap being put forth by the media. It doesn't make things better.
No.
It only creates more ill will and more hatred. That's it. And it turns people off. It's ridiculous. So, fortunately, the only thing I really have to deal with here is a bunch of little Filipinos, and that's just fine by me.
Little Filipinos. Those little bastards don't know what happened since the last earthquake.
Well, I don't encounter racism here. I mean, if anything, and I've had rich, wealthy Filipinos say they've run across the same thing too, is sometimes, they'll try to gouge an extra peso or two out of you. But, that's no big deal.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a big deal to me. I don't like that shit. It's a form of racism.
It is, but you know what? I can deal with that. It's not like it's not like affirmative action and all this other crap going on. So to me, that's what. I look at it like this: it's like in America, if you go to buy a used car and the guy says, "Oh, it's worth $5,000." And he's trying to sell you a $3,000 car for $5,000. It's the same principle, to me anyway. The numbers might be higher, but it's still the same thing. And is it raining over there where you're at now?
I don't know. Did you guys get flooded the other day during that perpetual downpour?
No, we did not. Thankfully.
Good.
Yeah, I know. It's raining cats and dogs now.
No, it's not. I don't think it is over here. I can't hear it.
But yeah, it's ridiculous. So all the crap going on in the world. But
I was just trying to explain on my channel because somebody threatened me again with a tandem rider shooting, and I was trying to explain why tandem rider shootings don't happen in Davao. It's because they kill people that kill people here.
Yes.
Yeah, we don't really have that type of problem here. You might have a stabbing, like a robbery or something like that going wrong, but for the most part, even in the seediest parts of town, you're not going to have any problems in Davao.
That's very true. I mean, I lived in a squatters area when I first got here, for crying out loud. I never had any problems. Never. No threats, nothing. Everybody's just as nice as can be. So, that's another thing, too, that really burns me up now when I hear, oh, man, I grew up poor. When I hear Americans saying it, I'm thinking, you don't even know what freaking poor is anymore.
I've said that before, too. I said that to one of my friends that's got a master's degree in English. He's a college professor. He's an adjunct at UCLA, and he's as left as you could go, obviously, with an English degree. And he was talking about the working poor in the United States. I said, stop combining words to make new definitions. If you want to see real poverty, I was going to buy him a plane ticket to the UAE and bring him through the Indian and Pakistani neighborhoods. And I told him, I was in a little shop one time, and this Paki brought a Snickers bar up to the counter, and they told him he needed an additional 50 fills, which is like 1 cent. And his shoulders just dropped, and he put it back on the rack. And I went, what the fuck? And I went, here, take this. In fact, take a little bit more. He's all, oh, okay, thank you. And he bought his candy bar. These guys live on bread and tea, six meals a week. And then they might splurge and get a little bit of lamb or something like that, and a little bit of that nasty feet bread they eat, as my wife calls it.
Feet bread.
Yeah, because they make that their naan the Pakis make with their feet. Apparently, I don't know. That's the level of poverty these guys are at. They're living fucking 30 to a room. It stinks to high heaven in there. They're living on tea and flatbread, not Wonder Bread, flatbread. You can't build any strength on that. I know. I knocked one of the little fuckers out of the way. He pushed my wife one time. I knocked one of the little bastards out of the way. He weighed about as much as a piece of paper.
Oh God!
They don't have any meat on their bones, which always. But that's real poverty. That's real poverty. There ain't no fucking where's my cable TV? I want a flat screen TV. Any of that shit. There's no air conditioning in 140-degree heat. There's no meat. There's no driving. There's no nothing.
Yeah, it's now what jobs do they predominantly fill over there?
The Pakis and the Indians. Well, the Indians, they're a broad spectrum. They're like the white people of the Middle East kind of. They're doctors. They're everything from drivers to doctors. But the Pakistanis, for the most part, if they're lucky, they're some sort of truck driver, or they're laborers, or some illegally work as day laborers.
Okay, that sucks.
I met one guy, a Bangladeshi. He was my cabbie one night. I was ripped out of my mind, man. And I had I just gotten a divorce, and I had bought 3 Metallica T-shirts from the concert, and my favorite Filipino rock band was playing at this club. And I said, I guess I don't need to give this T-shirt to my wife now. Hey, you want a Metallica T-shirt? He's like, yeah, man, that'd be awesome. He was a really good guitarist. So I said, I'll tell you what, guys, I'm going to go all the way back to the room, get the T-shirt, and come back here. It was like midnight, man, and the bar's closed at like 4 a.m. I was pissed out of my brain. And I get in the cab, and I said, hey, I tip well, and I'm going to take care of you. I said, take me to my place, wait outside for me, and take me all the way back to this place, and I'll tip you handsomely. I said, I'll tip you like 300 dirham, which is like $100. And he says, yeah, no problem. He's a Bengali. And we started, I had called somebody, I was talking to him in the States. He started kind of snickering and stuff. I said, can you understand what I'm saying? He said, yeah, we started talking. The guy had a PhD in computer science, I believe. I think it was regular computer science, not computer information systems and security. He was a computer science guy. And I believed him too, because the way he spoke said what it was. I said, why are you driving a cab? He says, oh, they won't give me a job here. They pay you by the passport. They employ you by the passport. And I said, well, there you go.
Yeah, that's pretty shitty.
Yep, it's the truth, though. That's the rest of the world, man.
Yeah. A PhD. Jesus, they're driving a cab.
Yep.
Probably the most educated cab driver in the entire country.
There were plenty of them.
I'm sure there were. So, yeah, went to Rancho Palos Verdes today.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
You've been there before, though, haven't you?
yeah, I've been there a few times, but Lynn had never been there, so I took her, took the kid, her sister, and her two kids came with us, and my boy actually got in the pool for the first time. Of course, I held him; he didn't jump in and swim.
Oh, nice. Actually, I think starting next week, I'm gonna start my membership back up. I was sick all month, but I think I'll start my membership back up at Rancho Palo Verde, and I'll be going there daily again and working out and stuff.
Yeah, you know what? That's not far from me. It's like, I think maybe 15 or 20 minutes.
Well, dude, I mean, you're always invited to go over there and swim. I mean, fuck.
Yeah.
Jerry Gamboni's got over there with me and swam.
Yeah, I shot a video of the pool.
Uh-huh.
So I'm probably going to post it on my other channel.
Yeah, I did the same. I did the same on the Quit Time Elite channel. I just tossed a little video up there just to show people that, my mother one time, I was talking to her a couple weeks ago on FaceTime, and she said, well, what do you still need for the baby? And I said, well, I got to buy some diapers, And she says, do they have diapers there? And I'm like, where? And she said, in the Philippines. I'm like, yeah. And she said, well, and she didn't know. I mean, she didn't know. I mean, it was a funny question for us because we're here. But I was like, yeah, they got modern supermarkets and they have all the same shit we have. I mean, not all the same shit, obviously. We don't have ketchup aisles and spaghetti sauce aisles, but they do have diapers here, Mom. And she's like, oh, okay.
Yeah. I just told my mom, yeah, Mom, the diapers here are made out of plywood. Yeah. With a harness. She knew better. She's like, yeah. What my mom figured is they probably used like cloth diapers like they did in the old days.
I think some people do.
And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, they hand wash. Well, most of them here hand wash everything, and that's not really something I would really want to hand wash personally.
No, absolutely not. I'm always amazed at how far we come hygienically in the world. There's a channel called James Co. Wow, I can't remember. What he does. He's got his family with him, and they do 18th century cooking, colonial cooking, and they do like the food from the slaves, and they do the food of the colonials and stuff like that. It's pretty interesting. And somebody wrote in on a Friday and asked about hygiene back then, and he said, well, in the 18th century, modern people probably wouldn't want to be even in the same room with those people. That's probably how much they smelled, because they probably only bathed once a week if they bathed ever.
Yeah, that's nasty.
But it's true. I mean, you think about it from the beginning of time, soap probably wasn't discovered very early. Even the French in the 17th century and the 16th century were using perfume. They weren't using soap. They just doused perfume over themselves and put makeup over their blemishes.
Yeah, I watched a show. It was like 17th century Paris, and they were saying like even in Versailles and the palaces, and people would just piss or crap in the corner.
Yeah, I believe it.
Back then, and I'm thinking, my God, it's funny because today we go and we look in those places, and it's like, Jesus. And then it's hard to picture somebody just going in and pissing in a corner in one of those places, because they're like really a treasure, a historical treasure. But especially the architecture.
Indeed. I think the architecture reached its cap back then, but let me tell you, we built off of that stuff. People think they always remark on the architecture like it was so amazing back then. They didn't build the Burj Khalifa back then.
Yeah.
True. I mean, we've done amazing things in our time, and we don't give ourselves credit in the present for a lot of the amazing things that we've done. The Autobahn, the Empire State Building is a work of art. The Chrysler Building, the Sears Tower, the World Trade Center, the Burj Khalifa, the one in Indonesia. I mean, it's amazing how far we're capable of reaching now, without even talking about medicine or art or literature or anything.
I guess because back then it was mostly done by hand. Like some guy with a archaic hammer and a chisel. Did a lot of the wood stuff and all that. That's I guess is the amazing part, because you think about the man hours they had to put in to do that stuff.
Well, if you look at some of the cathedrals, they would take 200 to 500 years to build to make them complete. Notre Dame, hell, even the church San Fernando Cathedral in San Antonio, which is the oldest church in the United States, I think it took 500 years to complete all the way.
Is it?
Yeah, it is.
I'm gonna Google that.
Okay.
For some reason I thought the oldest church in the United States would be in St. Augustine.
I don't think there's anything but ruins in St. Augustine.
Oh, you got that one church in St. Augustine. It's called.
I think maybe Puerto Rico might be older, but
the oldest one is Santa Fe, New Mexico.
Oh, Santa Fe. Santa Fe might be older.
San Miguel Mission, and then the second oldest is Jamestown Church in Jamestown, Virginia, which is Episcopalian.
Okay, let's see. Okay, I stand corrected. The original church was built between 1738 and 1750, so it was a lot later. Santa Fe was back in the 1500s.
Okay, now the oldest continuous church in use is the Old Ship Church, which is in Massachusetts, 1681. It was a 17th century Puritan meeting house.
Jeez, guys. Why the fuck are you guys fighting with each other? Go fight somewhere else.
Yeah, come on, guys.
We count on you guys as friends to the shows and people that help out other people not to do this kind of shit. Even if you guys are playing around, I'm going to tell you something, man. I've lost about a third of my friends on Facebook. Not lost them. They're still there. They just don't pay attention to what I'm saying because I didn't vote for Hillary. And I thought to myself, well, are they really my friends if that's how upset they get? But people are so fucking polarized these days, it's ridiculous.
Oh, I know. It's ridiculous. Ooh, got 8 thumbs down, too. Oh, wow.
Yeah, whatever.
The trolls are showing up. How about that?
I'm hoping Johnny comes on here. I got to tell him something about the Hobo channel. He's got to help me out.
Yeah, well, I sent him an invite. And he's like, and I messaged him at... Let me see. I messaged him not too long before the show started.
Yeah, he's got his buddy there and he's busy.
Okay, he messaged me at 11:35 because I messaged him this morning reminding him of the show. So, man. Who Gibb or whoever the guy is?
Yeah.
Okay. He seems like an alright guy, I guess.
I'm sure he's fine. I haven't really talked to him at length. Jason Rodimer did me a solid, man. I may actually do this. At Newegg Software in the States, they have a special factory refurbished DJI Mavic Pro, which is kind of the gold standard for drones right now. And it's $780 roughly. Versus roughly $1,400 is what it would normally be.
Damn, that's a lot of money.
I know it's a lot of money.
So, but anything you'd like to bring up? Anything particularly you'd like to talk about?
I don't know. I was talking on the other channel about the that British guy that met that woman over here. Turned out she was actually married, and she's basically fucking the army and the police and everybody else, and starving the guy and making him work and do all kinds of stuff. And I'm like, whoa, dude, what the hell? We got to take your man card. We're supposed to feel sorry for this guy.
Nope. Second, I thought you were going to talk about that other British guy who met a bar girl, married her, and had 2 kids, and basically she was just milking him for everything he had, and then she had him killed. And the guy's mother and father had to pay the police to solve the case. They spent something like in excess of 50 or 100,000 pounds. This is, I think, back in the, I don't even remember when it happened, but I think it was back in the 90s, but I'm not sure. But yeah, she got a life sentence. And she's like, oh, I'll never. And the guy's parents got custody of the kids, so the kids are in England now.
Well, at that price, they should have gotten the kids and the town. Jesus.
Oh, yeah. Had to pay for their gas and everything else. And I'm thinking, you got to be kidding me. So
I'm watching a show on Netflix right now. It's about the pre-Ottoman Empire, right before the Ottoman Empire. I've talked about it before. And they just killed off one of the main characters. It was a woman. And killing a woman in those days was unthinkable. It didn't happen in Islam at all. And nor would it happen now normally under perfect circumstances. But it just kind of set the entire tribe on their ear. It was just a weird situation. But what's the one thing that the Turkmen said during the thing? Even the women there, the tribal leader is a woman. Her husband died. And she said, I'll wait for the sweet revenge when we take the heads of the people that did this. And I'm like,
Yeah, I finished watching season 3 of Narcos.
I haven't even started Narcos. I've got like 6 different series, 6 different shows going on right now. I've got that one I was talking about the other night with the autistic kid. I've got this one that I'm talking about. I've got Fuller House. I know I'm gay. What else? There's a couple others that I'm watching right now. When are they going to do another? I hear that Stranger Things there's going to be another season coming up.
I have not seen that.
You should watch season 1. That's all they got right now. It's pretty good.
Huh, I'll have to check that out. They have one. I'm watching, I just started watching this. It's called Secrets of Ancient Rome.
That's a good one. Yeah, I watched it all.
So far, it seems pretty good.
Yeah,
and I want to start.
Very good.
I want to start watching Ozark.
Ozark, that's one of them. Ozark is amazing.
Yeah, he's come quite a long way since. God, what show did he start on? Was it Silver Spoons?
Yeah, it was. Yes, it was. It was. Yeah, that was the first show he was on. He was like frenemies, so to speak, with Rick Schroeder.
Yeah. But yeah, God, that's back in the early 80s.
Yep.
He's aged quite well.
Yeah, I think he's our age, isn't he?
I think so. I wonder whatever happened to his sister.
Oh, she's rough, dude.
Is she?
She was good. She looked good in like the first few when she first became a teenager on the Family Ties, and then she just looked weird toward the end. And then when she was on that show with Jay Moore, she looked hot. I can't remember. She was on some little stand-up comedy in the 90s, or I mean not stand-up, but a sitcom in the 90s, and she looked kind of hot. But that was the last time.
Now she's like Skank Street, huh?
You feel bad about stuff like that because she doesn't seem like a bad gal. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I always wondered that because his career did pretty well. And she's kind of the one who first started out with the stardom, and then it's like it left her, and he's just kind of had a good, steady, consistent career. I loved him in Horrible Bosses. Did you see that? The movies? 2 of them? Hello? Hello? Can you guys still hear me? Okay, I guess we lost Dave there for a second. Pablo's brother is trying to sue them. Give me a break. I really feel bad for his son and his daughter, Pablo's, because they've had a I mean, because it's not their fault. It's not their fault they had the dad that they did. I am all alone in the dark. You can't hear me, Graham? Yeah, you can. Very funny. I guess Dave lost reception or something. Like I said, it was pouring down rain here and it stopped, but I do hear thunder rumbling, so it might be up on his end of town by now. Let me check. Well, yeah, it's still on here. So, anyway. Any good TV shows anybody know of or watching or following or anything like that? Actually, here, let's do this. Let's do this. I am going to do this. Come on, Sir Liner. Come on to the show. Yeah, we're going to start doing that Conspiracy Theory Friday again. We've just kind of been on hiatus a little bit. I've been real busy and Johnny has too. So that's for Sir Liner. If he wants to come on. I don't know what, I guess Dave lost Dave. Huh. Okay. Okay. Anyway, what else is going on in people's lives? I was watching a super chat earlier. It was actually kind of cool because they also answered people's questions even if they didn't give them money. So that was I thought that was pretty cool. Yes, my teaching hours have increased drastically, especially on weekends. Saturdays and Sundays. Last Sunday I had 14 classes last Sunday and I had 15 classes Saturday. So yeah, it's weeknights has also picked up, but it's pretty much, it's a big holiday in China now. So I'm off. I was off today. I'm off tomorrow. I'm always off on Mondays, but I'm also off on Tuesday, and then it will probably, classes will be slow and coming until next week because they're on holiday till the 8th, which is a Sunday. So hopefully I'll be busy next weekend, but I'm not holding my breath on it. So anyway, okay, thanks, Sir Liner. Cool. Okay. Well, listen, guys, I think I'm just going to go ahead and wrap it up. I may do a show tomorrow night after Dave, or I may do a show with Dave. I mean, I don't know. We'll see. If Dave wants to have me on, I'll probably just come on his, and we'll just do a show on his channel. They will have me on. But anyway, sorry I lost you, Dave, brother. But anyway, everybody have a great night, and thanks for tuning in. And I promise I will be getting back into doing more shows soon. Just bear with me. It's been a very, very busy last month and a half. So anyway, everybody have a great night. And may the sun be shining wherever you may be. And for the 9 thumbs down, thank you, trolls, from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much. And God bless you. Bye, everybody.